All right, guys. We're all here together. We've all stood out in the rain for the past however many hours.
Quite a few hours today.
It's a little chilly, but it's okay. We've braved it, and now we're sitting in this nice warm room. So I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves, and we'll go down the line, and then we're just going to kick this right off.
My name is Nick Haness.
Traci Brooks.
Talking to your mic.
Traci Brooks.
And we're looking.
And I'm Carleton
We're
Brooks.
looking at each other. Yeah. And so, let's just do that whole thing over again. We're doing great so far.
Can't even introduce ourselves.
Guys, we're doing really good. Okay, so.
Tell us a little something about yourself, Nick.
All right, so let's kick it off with Nick.
My name is Nick Haness.
Traci Brooks.
Carleton Brooks.
Amazing. I feel like we need to have like some kind of like.
Are we finished?
After that or something. That was great. No, everyone.
Right answer?
Yeah. You're just off to a great start so far. So, okay, so you guys are all here.
I think we should do that once more.
Really? One more time?
Yeah.
No.
Do it again.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you going to say something funny?
No.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, we're here at the Devon Horse Show, and I'm going to let these three lovely humans introduce themselves.
My name is Nick Haness.
I'm Traci Brooks.
And I'm Nick Haness.
I knew it.
It took you 3 tries to think of it, though.
I know. Third time. I'm not going to cut any of this out. I'm just going to let it roll. No. Okay. So, like I said, we have been standing out in the cold. We're showing all morning, and it's been quite the day, but successful one for you. So let's start off. Let's start out with that.
Yeah, today was an interesting day. The weather turned since yesterday, and it's a cold and rainy day, which always is interesting for horses.
Yes.
And the day started off pretty good for me. I went in the ring. I had to go first today in the order of go. It was a handy class with the horse Jenkins. Mm-hmm. And it was raining and cold, and I knew that the horse would be interested today in the new elements, and we were hoping for the best, and we had a great result. We walked in the ring first at 8 o'clock this morning, 7:58 to be exact, and a little early. And he got a 92, won the class.
Crushed it.
Yeah, it was exciting.
So great. Absolutely. And I mean, that was like really great to see. I mean, it was really nasty out. It was just brutal. And how do you feel? Go ahead. I want you to say what you want to say.
Well, I think people need to understand something about Nick. He always seems at the major events to go in first, but always before the start time, and he gets 92s, 95s. I think there's a little pattern there, actually.
I have a little saying in my head, go first, get first. It doesn't always work, but I'm not afraid of going first. I think it's fun. Kind of feel like when you go first, the whole crowd is watching you.
Yeah.
And they're expecting to see like how the turns ride, how the course will look, and the judges are sort of excited to start their day. So I always like to go first. I think it's kind of a fun little thing to do.
I like that because usually people are like, including myself, I'm like, I'll just go last rotation. That would be great. Works for me, but I'm going to implement that.
All right.
I'll let you know how it goes. Okay. So I want to talk about y'all together, this trio, because leading up to this, I knew this was going to be a fun sit down conversation, just all of the personalities. So talk to me and whoever wants to tell the story of how you guys met, how you guys are working together, and how the relationship is now.
I'll take the lead.
Okay, go.
Well, I mean, as you know, this is a panel of 3 different people, and that is just a perfect blend and recipe for success. I feel so blessed. We know we've known each other for many, many, many years. I don't want to say a number; it's too many years. But Carleton is one of the most famous and amazing horsemen in the world, and so incredible at producing horses from start to finish. And I've always, from the opposite side, as a competitor with him, noticed his horses turn out and how beautiful they always looked. And I was honored when a few years ago we got to work together for the first time. And I think combining all of our elements together has been such a great journey and an adventure for all of us. Traci brings so much knowledge and such planning and charisma and attitude that we all can admire and love to work with. Carleton, not so much, so.
Yeah, right.
No. But together we have kind of put the winning touches together and had a lot of fun and success in the past several years. And especially being here at Devon, it's a special show for us because this was the first show we came to with a goal of being champion. And we came here that first year and got a grand championship with the horse named Only Always, followed by the next year a grand championship with a horse named McQueen. So we've just had a great run and a great time doing it together. Like I said, you kind of combine my riding ability at this point in my career. Carleton at this point is accomplished so much in his riding career, but now does an expert job for me on the ground and having his eyes on the horses. So incredibly inspirational for me to learn from him and to understand not just how to ride and win in the show ring, but how to strategize for months, years on end to get that perfect horse in that round together. And Traci, again, just not only brings such expertise in the training and the groundwork, but also the vibe for the week. And that's super important to have a good vibe. So we thank Traci for that.
Always important to have a good vibe. And I mean, I haven't even been around you guys that much other than this morning, and the vibe is good. I mean, you guys are just good vibes, good energy. So I think that's, it's infectious, and it's, obviously produces great results. So do you guys have anything to add to that?
I think that we're a little bit of a sandwich. Like this one it's a planner and gets really worked up. This one gets worked up in his own way, but more quietly.
Sometimes.
And I feel like my job is to run interference and do translation. The first year we were here, remember, he wouldn't come in the schooling ring?
Yeah.
He was so nervous. Remember?
No, that wasn't why, though.
Why?
Because the horse was reading into his energy and my energy, and it was causing the horse to try too hard.
True.
It's true. So, and I sat down with Nick, and he thought I was trying to avoid him, when actually, after he had a few minutes and I passed by him again, he goes, you're absolutely right. And it worked. It worked unbelievable. That horse is that type of horse. He knew it well enough. And I was like, what can we do to produce it better? And so we tried it. It worked, but I can add on to that. So what I think works so well with us, Nick and Traci and I, is that the legwork is done. I produce the horse. We produce the horse, not I, but I daily. And when I know what Nick needs, so I make sure it's done and a little extra before he gets to the horse show.
Yep.
Then when I go out in the schooling ring, I really don't say anything. I allow him to do his thing. I might add one little thing. He absorbs it into what he can use out of it, and we go on. I never try to tell him what he needs to do, and it works amazingly well. I think if I went out and tried to tell him the horse needs to turn right, the horse needs to do this, I think we wouldn't have any success.
Yeah.
I think the way we do it, and I just stand back. I mean, okay, the horse is ready. Nick's going to do his thing, and it's magic.
Yeah.
It's magic.
So you would say more communication and teamwork up on the front end, so that when you get to the show ring and you get to the warm-up ring, it all kind of falls naturally into place.
But the front end is 6 months to a year in advance.
Like Carleton said, the preparation for the success happens months before the event even takes place.
Right.
So he's a master at producing that in the horse. And when he does all of that background story, getting the horse ready, getting the horse looking great, shining, sound, happy, healthy, beautiful, and he delivers me a horse to the horse show, then it's my turn to then, in my own mental, how I do things at the horse show, just stay focused and be able to just go in and be basically part of a structure and a team that we organize us together. But then once the show starts, then I can just sort of do my thing and stay focused and be handed a result ready to go in and win. And as riders, we all have a lot to think about at the horse shows. We have pressures. We have so many dynamics going on and things happening in the background that sometimes extra noise isn't necessary. And for myself, I know myself well enough now that I know how I can strive and how I do well under pressure. And sometimes just being able to go back to my my natural riding ability and really, I think, focus on that. It just makes it so much easier for me. And I am so appreciative and grateful that Carleton understands that about me, because I'm not the easiest to deal with all the time. But it seems to really work. And I'm so, it's like just putting all of the strokes into the final masterpiece,
Right.
and Carleton and Traci both, we all three make a plan months in advance and shows in advance. We try a different bit. We try different shoes. We try different this or that. Maybe even the girth pinches the horse a little bit. We try different girth. You know, there's so many fine details that go into what the success looks like on this grand scale.
Yeah.
And I don't overthink things. I know I'm in the moment. I'm present. I'm excited to be at these shows. I love riding. I love competing. And I don't think about things too much because that wouldn't be good for me.
Right.
So I let them do all of that and then get to the show and get on and do my thing. And like I said, that's why the team is so successful and great together, because we kind of bounce things off of each other. And that's sort of a rare situation, I think, in our industry. And we have the ability to do that and work smarter, not harder, to accomplish those goals.
Yeah. And I have so many questions just about everything that you just said, but I want to start off with because I think when you guys all have a lot of success together as a team. And I think when that happens, naturally people want to know, how is that happening, right? Like what about that team and that, what are they doing? All of those things. So let's start on the front end. So on the front end, what are you doing at home that you guys feel is, maybe unique, maybe a little different, maybe your own personal touch that people would maybe be interested or surprised to know?
I don't see them at home, so this is a question for them.
I think it starts even further back with the horses that we choose.
Yeah.
And how, like, the horses just, the way they find us. And they find us in all different ways. Sometimes we buy the horse off of video. Sometimes someone sends us the horse. But I think at this point, we have a sense of the horses that would do well in our situation, our program, and the horses that would be good fits for our team. And I know, speaking for myself, when I see a horse, I always say to you, like, I think this would work. Like, I think this is the right type. And then it gets handed off to him.
Right.
Okay, would you like my input?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So Nick and I have kind of gotten a system, I think. We really have never discussed it.
Now's
we
the
have
time.
these future stars, and we have found a knack. We found out, especially the last year or two, we go to the same horse shows, but Nick doesn't do anything with the horses. We actually put another rider on them, and we kind of separate what's Nick's going to be Nick's and what's not, and then Nick adds his input, and then when Nick can slide it into his schedule, before we go for the end goal, he'll ride them. And then we talk about, if we have a couple months off, okay, well, this is our objective. And then when they come back to Nick, he's ready. True? It seems to
Valid,
work.
yeah. Very true.
And
And there's a lot of young horses in the making for the next year. And the next year we have a backup, a lineup, because we want to target, success each year. So you got to have this year's horse focusing, and then you already have to have the next upcoming generation of young horses to produce. So that's what they do really well. And Traci and Carleton both have such a great eye, as do I, for developing and finding those younger horses and making them into the stars that they are. None of our horses were pretty much given to us or started off famous. We have created them from the scratch.
Yeah. I love that. So in terms of like regimen at home, are you guys, what do you guys do?
Oh,
What
we
is
never work them. We just turn them out and pet them.
I'll add to that. I'll tell you what, the behind the scenes. Okay, we have this horse this year that's a really, really, really nice horse. Has been championed a ton. Had a great week here. Is name is Clear as Day. And Carleton was caught on candid camera in the desert before the $100,000 spectacular class, preparing my horse for me, Clear as Day, jumping the tumbleweeds in the desert as our warm up.
It's true.
On like the week before, just to practice the horse's guts a little bit. I think to work on his, the night class is going to be a scary class under the lights. He's never done that class before. So I loved being able to giggle watching Carleton take one for the team.
My gosh.
And jump.
Can we get footage of that?
We have it.
We actually have the footage.
Might have almost gotten bucked off, but it's okay, because we had a great night, and the horse went in the ring, and we ended up being third. He got 90 plus scores, and by the time he went into the ring, he was so in tune with what I needed, and he was so trained and so focused and so prepared to go in and do a night class like that in the desert, which is very cold at night. I might, if you didn't know that, the temperature drops from lunchtime. It might be 93 degrees, and by dinner it's back to 56. So it's a really hard element in the desert in California with the weather. So again, something that I smile back and think about Carleton and what he does. He can be goofy sometimes, but it's all for the right purposes and right reasons. And 1 year here before Devon, when we were grand champion with McQueen, we were at a layover farm about an hour away, and Carleton was not jumping the horses. He wasn't drilling them. He wasn't doing all these gymnastics like you might think you might be doing. He was trotting that horse up and down the hills and getting his hind end stronger, working the nature, the ground we were given, and that for me just reminds me that these are horses and they are meant to be natural animals. And Carleton is so smart with them in that sense. And so I work with a lot of people, and I know so many great professionals. And one thing that from Carleton that I always, again, learn from and just circle back to is the natural horsemanship and being able to speak horse, and he does, and he knows that horse's right hind, needs to trot up that hill, a little bit more than the left hind. Like he's just so in tune with their desires and their needs, physically and mentally. So that's really fun to have someone that smart and that in tune to produce something for you as the rider, so you can get on and basically go and do your performance, and it's already like the backbone is already created for you.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I kind of feel like that horsemanship part of the sport is in the younger generations maybe not as strong. And I feel like as, looking at the younger generation, do you guys have any advice or suggestions to equestrians and horse people?
Do you have anything? I have plenty.
Carlton, take it away.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Would you like to say something? We're going to use Nick as an example as a 13, 14, 15-year-old. He was always at the ring watching. He walked through the barns. He watched what we did on the days before the horse show. He's learned by observation and curiosity, and he would be close enough that he would also hear what we were saying and discussing, and he became an encyclopedia. His encyclopedia of knowledge and experience through others is enormous, and I admire him for it. And I remember another little kid that did that once 50 years ago. So I see people not having that desire, and unfortunately I think it's ingrained in them through their families. But anyone that is hungry for it now, I think they would find it's, and my personal experience is, mentors, everyone in the generation of older than them really wants to give back. An example, I am inducting a fellow horseman tonight in the National Show Hunter Hall of Fame. And I never had him help me, but my brother had him help him once, and he came home and said these 11 words that he left with that point from the clinic he rode in, and every horse I've ever done since then, I've used those 11 words, and I think that is one of the major reasons we have had the careers we've had. Those 11 words.
What are they?
And no,
Yeah.
I'm not going to repeat them on air.
Okay.
Why is it dirty?
Is it inappropriate?
No, but I want someone to be curious enough. I'm trying to inspire people to be curious enough to come over, and I mention it to Nick all the time. And
So you
I want
know
someone.
him.
I was hungry enough for it, and I remember I was doing the dishes or something, and he said that. I ran to my room, wrote it down in my little notebook so fast, and I have said it on every horse or thought it on every horse, and I've reapplied it or reworded it differently, but it carries true for every horse.
I love that.
And that's what I think Nick, if he sat down and thought about it, I think there's so many takeaways like that he uses, because he'll walk by grumbling or something and make a passing comment, and I go, he got that from somewhere. So I don't think he realizes it, but he got that from somewhere. And that is what the younger generation needs to do. Mm-hmm. We're all willing to give back, every one of us. And it's no baloney. We're really happy to give back. Mm-hmm. But they, for some reason, think that it's on a screen instead of verbal. Mm-hmm. Have to have the feeling from the person.
Mm-hmm. Great advice. I love that. So let's talk about when the team gets to the show ring, gets to the warm-up ring, and like you said, it's Nick's time, and you saved the time for Nick.
She must have settled on the fact we never ride them at home, okay? Right? Okay. No,
I mean,
ahead.
or you ride him in the desert.
I do jump the tumbleweeds. You're right.
Yeah.
And I also ride them on different footing surfaces, which was how it started. Mm-hmm. Then tumbleweeds got in the way.
Yeah. And then you just started jumping them. Then it became a thing.
Well, it's always easier to jump than go around.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So when you guys get him to the show ring, and it is Nick's time, so how most of the time do you have a relationship with these horses? You guys built it as a team, so you know kind of what you're going into, but you don't feel like necessarily you have to ride them multiple days in a row before to feel prepped and feel ready, because you're that confident and you feel that your team has gotten you prepared well enough.
You know how many phone calls I've gotten? I won't be there tomorrow to get him ready. I'll be there the next day. He wins.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So when you're riding,
I just have confidence in my team and in Carleton, because I have made that phone call. I'm not available to school on Tuesday, or I won't be there, but I know you'll have the horse ready, so I'll show up ready to go.
Yeah.
And if you don't have it ready, I'm going to kill you. Just kidding.
Pretty much.
so when you're riding, multiple in a class, are you, is that difficult for you to kind of mentally move from one horse to another and kind of get back in that like stride, so to speak? Or you feel like you've done it enough now that you either have a relationship with the horse, or you just are that, in tune with your own ability?
I mean, as I always say, it's my favorite saying, these horses are not one-trick ponies.
Mm-hmm.
Not every horse goes the same way. So I think one of the things I specialize in, or it can adapt to easily, is knowing how each horse goes its best. Mm-hmm. And so when I'm riding a lot of horses and catch riding, I tend to just take a moment in between rolling up my stirrups and getting on the next horse to just pause and reflect and think about what that horse is going to need and what to focus on for that day. Remember what their strengths and weaknesses are, particularly for that horse. And then I guess I'm blessed, or I'm lucky to say that it comes a little easy for me to be able to adapt to the different horses quickly. Mm-hmm. I grew up catch riding and riding any horse I could get my hands on. So I thrive for, I love it, and it's exciting. I like the challenge, but I also like the perfectionist side of the hunter sport, and being able to put in a beautiful round is what my whole world revolves around. So, like I said, it's also knowing the confidence in that the horses are going to be good and available, and not just good. I don't mean there's plenty of horses that don't have their best days and they go poorly or they make mistakes. That's not what I'm talking about, but just that we're set up for the most success as possible. And knowing that is a great piece of the mind when you go in the show ring, that you're going to have a good outcome.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously you guys all really get along, which is, we talked about energy, and that's a huge component of all this. So because of that, I really want to know some funny stories that you guys have together. Even one or two.
Bring up, Traci, the party.
Oh, there are so many. We had a drag party last year at Thermal. And Nick and Ryan, everyone thought that they were the drag queens that we hired because they were so good. They outshined the actual drag queen.
I love that.
Yeah.
Not my proudest moment.
Proudest moment? You had a wardrobe change in the middle.
Well, that was a few drinks in, yeah.
Yeah. That's
I think
were beautiful.
That's team building. You don't need a ropes course. You just do a drag show instead.
There you go. You got to stay humble in this sport, right?
Yeah.
The talent is endless.
I know.
Yeah. Just the
honestly.
riding.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there was like some sort of twerking thing.
Multifaceted talents.
Yeah.
Yes.
What other secret talents do you have?
That's it. Other than I own a zoo in my house in California,
my gosh,
but
yes.
That's not really a talent. That's just a fun fact.
Yeah. I love that. So you have a lot of a lot of animals.
I do. I love animals, and I always wanted a farm full of animals when I grew up. So, being from a big family of non-horse people and non-pet people, we had our, standard dogs and things like that. But I wanted more than that.
Yeah,
so
you're like, so I'm
I
an
was
adult
like,
now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do.
You make your own, you choose your own path in life. And for me, it wasn't college. And not that I discredit it, I support that for most people, but it wasn't for me. And I was very blessed and lucky to have a life with horses and have success with it. And then furthermore, be able to build my own little paradise, which includes zebras, camels, birds, ostriches, dogs, squirrels, alpacas, goats, pigs, the whole thing, you name it. So,
who takes care of all that when you're traveling?
It takes a lot.
Yeah, I bet.
There's a lot of people at home, a lot of staff that help with the zoo and keep things going for the most part. So when we get back, when I'm home, it's really like my paradise. I love it there. It's a happy place. This is all very serious. We have a lot of fun together, but Carleton and I tend to be more serious in general when we're competing. There's the competing side of us, and then there's the fun, let your hair down side of us as well, which Traci helps me, help most of the time.
Yeah.
But for me, when I'm at home, it's my happy place. So.
Yeah, I love that. So you guys working together as a team, is there a win or a horse specifically that you guys all feel like is like a very surreal and really powerful moment for you guys?
I think there's been so many moments. We've had some huge milestone accomplishments together. I think one that stands out the most for me is being able to not only take a horse that might have been the underdog and make it a true champion, but there was a moment in Kentucky, the first year that I won the Grand Incentive Finals with McQueen, we had a score of 98. And that, I think, was one of the most exciting moments that I experienced. I mean, there's so many to count with this group. We've had a lot of success, but that was a really cool moment.
That's amazing. Would you guys agree?
I agree that there are a lot. I think also Only Always being grand champion the first time here, because Carleton said in August to Nick, I remember we were standing together at the Oaks, and he said to Nick, we're gonna plan out the whole year looking towards Devon, and we're gonna be Grand Hunter champion at Devon with this horse. And Nick was like, okay.
I thought the dream was a little ambitious at first, but I realized nothing is impossible. And if you work hard enough and you dream hard enough and you do your due diligence and you make a plan like we did, anything was possible. But in hindsight, it actually is really more special and funny, and amazing because Carleton was right.
Yeah.
And that horse he believed in from the very beginning, and is a beautiful horse. And Carleton had for months been planning to be grand champion in the confirmation at Devon, and albeit we did it.
That's pretty amazing. That's a big accomplishment.
And that was our first kind of come out horse together that we started this little, teamwork thing with. And I think that obviously was our first just huge moment together that was so worth celebrating and basking in that glory, because it was true combining of all of our skills together. And for the first time, putting it all in the oven and seeing what happened, and it came out a perfect product.
I love that. Carleton, what are your thoughts on that?
I remember McQueen, and I was standing back watching Nick pull it off and do his thing. And Nick actually rode up the hill last time, says, he just went like this. I said, you okay? And he goes, walks in, gets to 98. So I just stood back and smiled and all that. But really, the one that stands out the most to me is the next one. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, that's what keeps us going.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
it's a vicious
as
cycle.
we sit here, I'm going over 3 others I think are his type that I'm going over. What am I going to do next with them already? I mean, I'm already working on next year, the whole year of next year. We have 4 or 5 targets for the green horses. So my job is already next year.
Yeah. Well, if you have any that you want to send to Atlanta,
Sure.
just let, I have a stall
You'll be all right with that?
open. Yeah, like it's not a burden. Is all I'm saying. So obviously we're here shooting the docuseries, and I appreciate you guys obviously being a part of it. And I kind of wanted to highlight this because when I first talked to Nick, he told me that he was already a reality star.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Oh dear.
yeah. It's something, all right.
So I wanted to bring it up because I thought that was I thought that was so cool. Like, that's a cool, fun thing.
Yeah, it was a really fun, cool thing 100 years ago when I was
a
teenager in braces kissing girls. So there you go.
I love that.
Yeah, it was a great time.
So-
LA Riding Club.
Yeah, and it was like a show from Animal Planet or something.
It was supposed to be pitched to TLC.
Oh.
And then it was almost going to be grabbed by MTV, but they wanted us to spice it up some more. And
Whoa.
I don't think the rest of my crew and cast members wanted to spice it up any more than it already was. But it was during the same time frame, if you remember, The Road to Maclay was being filmed. So they had this East Coast version of The Road to Maclay with these elegant and poised riders and trainers, and then there was us in California doing the LA Riding Club, and it was more like your Laguna Beach meets horseback,
Laguna Beach.
yeah, kind of drama series, very fun. I had a great time filming. They followed us around all the horse shows. I was mic'd up. In fact, one of the worst parts about the series was when I was winning the LA Medal Finals, and I was in first place. They called us back to test the top 4. I was mic'd up. I had all the cameras following me around the horse show, and then I was pretty confident I was going to win. So they're announcing the test and what we needed to do in this class for the work off. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be testing last. I can watch everyone else go. And then the judge or the speaker says, now turn around. So we had to all face out of the arena, and I couldn't watch the other people go. And for some reason, I was just distracted, and I didn't pay attention to the work off, and I went off course, lost the whole thing. And back in that time was when Muriel was just starting UlcerGuard. And I was the first junior rider to be sponsored by UlcerGuard, and it was going to be paying for my indoors trip that year to go to Harrisburg and all of these fun medal finals that were my goals and my dreams that I couldn't afford to go to. So I was relying on the sponsorship to get me through to indoors, and then I went off course, and then they were like, "You're a loser, so we're dropping your sponsorship."
Oh, no.
And
That's so mean.
they ended up not dropping the sponsorship. UlcerGuard was great, as it still is, and buy UlcerGuard, and kept me in the runnings to go to indoors that year. So I think it was a good lesson that even if you're at the top, to keep your focus and not give up until it's over.
Yeah.
And that was a great lesson for me to learn at a young age, and ended up having a great rest of my junior career and a lot of fun filming the show. It's available on DVD.
Call 1-800.
Yeah, I tried to not burn them because they're so embarrassing. No, but no, it was a great time, and
We need to have a night and watch.
we do need to have a night. Yeah, for sure.
You need to FaceTime me during that because
Yes.
I need to watch it.
Yes,
that
we
is
will.
amazing. Well, yeah, I just appreciate you guys so much coming
We're
on.
grateful to be here. It's just so much fun, and we have to remember that as serious as a horse show like Devon is, it's important to have the light moments and embrace it and know there's always another horse show.
Absolutely.
Are you closing?
No, say what you want to say. We can be
I'm
here
just-
all day.
Okay. I'm just talking about the philosophy at home. I think it's not what we do, it's the philosophy of what we do, and the diet, and the thought process through the horse's eyes and through the horse's feet. And I think
Good perspective.
I think really those are the two things that every horse is an individual, and I never ever, and Traci's 100% behind me, I never treat two horses the same or do the same thing with both two horses.
I love that.
Yeah.
And
Even though you have a system.
I have a system, oh yeah, but not a standard system. I have it's a
Everything
philosophy.
is systematic.
It's a philosophy.
Yeah.
And I think I start at what I want finally and work backwards,
Yeah.
but I never rush.
Yeah.
And I've said to him a few times, we're not ready. We're putting it on the back burner. He goes, okay.
Yeah.
And I think that people they just start out and go. I think Nick and I and Traci are all the same, that we really know what we want to accomplish, and we plan it backwards. But I'm our horses, if they need to get out of the stall, 3 times a day we do it. Mm-hmm. We don't ride them for an hour to fix it and make them do it. We get them out 3 times until it becomes their idea to do it. Mm-hmm. And then he gets on and says, okay, this is our idea to do it. And they go, okay, Dad. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what's so successful. And
98.
Yeah.
I think people have lost sight of that now. They get on and make them do something when you can't.
You can't.
They have to trust you, and they have to believe you, and you become a part of them, as he's so good at. And if he goes like this, the horse goes, okay. There's never a protest. And I think that you have to instill those habits in a horse before you put a top performer on them. Mm-hmm. And I think people don't take the time to do that anymore.
Yeah.
It's not harder work. It's more hours of tenacious work. Mm-hmm. She knows I come home.
It's your lifestyle.
Yeah. She comes home. I come home every night, and she's like, "Oh, here he comes," because I never leave gratified every day, because I still know there's more to do. Mm-hmm. So
I
think that's what we do with our horses at home.
Yeah, and that's what keeps you, driven. And, if you came home every day and you were like, well, I accomplished everything, it wouldn't make you want to go out and do it again, And I think that's just, you produce great animals because of it.
And it goes all the way through our teams, both our teams. I say, we're going to do this, and we're going to try it for 6 days, week, whatever. And it doesn't work, I'm going to be the one that tells you it doesn't work. We're going to change gears. Mm-hmm. And everybody else has ideas too. Then we go on to someone else's. We don't worry that it didn't work. We don't try to prove it worked. No. Mm-hmm. We move on. Mm-hmm. 100%. So there's a lot of failures for your success.
Oh, yeah.
And
we've had them.
Okay with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that makes a difference with this team.
Yeah.
We build off the failure. We don't pull ourselves down from the failures.
Right.
And I think that's what we deliver to our horses.
Yeah. Well, it shows.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Absolutely. Fun fact, I actually got, Charlotte, will you get me my cards out of my bag? I got these cards, these podcasting cards,
Okay.
like Call Her Daddy, like Alex Cooper has these cards that she holds for her podcast.
Fine.
And they have my logo and everything, and they look super legit. And I was going to hold it the whole time, and I forgot them.
Oh, no. We're doing it all over
But
again.
you have-
So guys, I'm just letting you know we have
Can you
them.
read what's on the back of those?
There's nothing on
I
the
know,
back.
that's what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. So,
It's invisible ink.
yeah, but so just so you guys know,
You're so legit.
I did come prepared, and I did think that was pretty legit, but I never even pulled them out.
Okay.
It's fine.
There will be more podcasts.
There'll
just
be
like
more
there are
podcasts.
horse shows.
Yeah, not a problem. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, excited for
Thank you
tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a big day.
Oh, yeah. Derby day tomorrow.
Derby day tomorrow.
Gonna be a lot of fun. Derby,
Yeah.
high jumps, go
Derby
fast.
day.
Yeah.
We've
Derby day.
had good Derby days in the past together with some great photos. So we're going to go again for tomorrow.
I love it. Any last words?
Thank you for inviting us to
Oh
Oh
your
my gosh.
podcast.
Yes. Thank you
Thank
guys for being
coming.
here.
privilege.
Hanging out
Yes.
in the rain.
Yes, of course. I'll do it all over
Getting
again.
up early.
Yeah. It's all good.
Thank you.
She's like, yeah, really early.
It was early, but worth it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
All right.
Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Now, in 10 minutes intermission, we will have the drag show. Here we go.